Good evening, everybody. This is John Scarborough, sitting out here in my shop this evening. I kind of like sitting out here in the shop every now and then. It gets cold, a little bit cold, but I have my little heater here. It's actually kind of warm. I just got a weed burner in there inside of that pipe, and puts off some pretty good heat. Anyway, guys, I want to get to the topic pretty quick. I wanted to talk today about sustainable food sources for people that can't afford any type of organic or grass-fed or any other types of food. Because I got a question, kind of what promoted this thought of mine. I actually got a question from one of my customers. They were expressing the fact that they need more protein in their life. Their doctor was telling them that they need more protein. The problem is it's harder for them to afford the best quality of foods. And they were asking me about this, and they said, "Well, I know that it's going to be, you're not going to want to talk about it because it's against your business." And I told them that's absolutely not true, and it's really not. I don't mind helping people out at all. I obviously believe in regenerative agriculture, or I wouldn't be doing it. And I think that it is the best. And there's a lot of reasons why I think it's the best. And I can go over different reasons why. There's so many scientific studies to back a lot of that stuff up, And I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you every study and everything. That's not really what this video is about. But what I want to do instead is I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about some options if you can't afford, if you really can't afford the best quality proteins. Honestly, you think about from a sustainable standpoint, a lot of people talk about factory farms and things like that, how tough it is for them to consider buying from a factory, anything that's been factory farmed, and they can't stand that idea because they don't like the way it's been raised, and they don't like what it does to the environment. Everybody's got a different reason. Some people think it's about their health, that's what they're concerned with. Some people it's about the environment, and some people is about the conditions that the animals are raised in. And those are all valid points, and those are all different things that people consider, and that's fine. All of those things are good points to consider. But whatever it is that would be driving you to try to eat a certain way, to try to eat healthy, or to try to look for better options, one of the things that I think I could tell you is that, like when you think about factory farmed chicken, okay, factory farmed chicken, they are going to be in large chicken houses, and they are, one thing that could comfort you is that they are completely protected from the elements, and they are very comfortable, but it's not really with nature. There's nothing really that's good as far as nature goes. Is even the things that people talk about with antibiotic free, those things are like, it's really hard to tell. People, there's lots of little things you can do even when you're not technically doing antibiotics. So even if you say antibiotic free, if that chicken is raised in that environment, those chickens are going to get sick. So if I'm not saying that that's what happens. All I'm saying is just because it says that it's antibiotic free, I would be really worried about the fact that chicken has been raised in that house, in those confined spaces, in their own manure and all like that. So they have to do something, but I don't know what it is for sure. But a small amount, small amounts of chicken or pork or something like that you're getting from those things are fine. Those things aren't necessarily going to affect you. The one thing that I would tell you is if you're going to eat lower quality protein sources, then I would tell you to mix them up. Like some people say, oh, well, just don't eat pork. Personally, I would say if you're going to eat those cheaper proteins, I did that for years, and that's fine. You know what I mean? The main thing is eat some vegetables, eat some other things with those things, take care of your body, eat a diverse diet. but also eat a diversity in your meat. And this is something I tell a lot of people is eat a lot of different meats regardless. Like if you're going to eat meat, for myself, y'all know that we raise a lot of different meat. We raise pork and chicken and lamb and beef, and we've considered raising other types of meat. And I eat all of those things, but I also like to eat fish, and I like to eat shellfish, and I like to eat just a diverse variety of different meats. I don't want to just get all of my meat from one place. And that's even eating what I consider the most quality meat that there is. I really do consider it to be the most quality meat because we try our best to make sure that it's extremely quality and that the nutrient profile is very, very good. So even with that, I like to get a diverse diet in my meat. So that's one thing I would suggest if you are eating some cheaper meats. Another thing I would say is that if you're going to splurge from time to time and you're going to try to eat, like let's say you're going to eat different types of meat that aren't the best, one thing that would be really good to splurge on is actually like a grass-fed beef, simply because eating that grass-fed beef, the beef already is highly nutrient dense. So then when you add that grass-fed aspect, then that's even more nutrients that you're getting with all of that. So that is something to consider, that you might have some chicken here and some pork here and things like that. But there is one point that I would like to really put out there is, out of all of the factory farms, the most sustainable meat that you could eat, and from my thinking, this is my own anecdotal thinking, you know what I mean? This is my own point of view, but from my own experience as a farmer and is someone who knows lots and lots of farming and has been around farming for all of my life, my personal experience is that beef is going to be your best option, even if you're not eating grass-fed beef, even if you're not eating, as far as a sustainable standpoint, for sure, but also from a humane standpoint, from many different standpoints. And I'm not saying that grass-fed beef isn't better, because I personally believe that there's a lot of reasons why, and I can go into some more videos as to why. But I want to say that without saying that what I'm trying to say is that out of all of the different types of factory farming, I really believe that beef is probably going to be the best as far as sustainability, or as far as being raised in an ethical manner, for sure. You know what I mean? Because the majority of beef is raised on family farms. Some of them are smaller farms, some of them are larger farms, but they're raised on family farms and on pasture. Now, they're not, grazed like we graze them. They're not in really tall grass and things like that. And some of them do get feed and things like that. But by and large, most of them are going to be raised on pasture, and they're going to be taken pretty good care of. That's no lie, for sure. And they're going to live, the mama cows are going to live there the whole life, and they're going to have a really good life. And the baby cows, all the steers that we use for meat, they're going to get a good life. And it's only until after the finish that they're actually taken and then put into a feedlot. So I'm not saying that I believe that it's the best thing by any means. But what I am saying is that might be your best option as far as a sustainable way, and as far as just trying to, meet that more humane side. Just might be something worth considering, that, probably if I was going to, if my concern was if those were my concerns, that I would be looking more towards the beef than anything else, I think, for sure. And because also the nutrient profile, I mean, it's obviously not, like I said, it's not going to be as good as the grass-fed, because the grass-fed is they're actually getting finished on grass. But not only that, it's about the farmer that you're getting it from, the way that they graze the grass, and things like that. But those things, not everybody can afford grass-fed beef. Not everybody can afford the most quality and top quality foods, and that is completely understandable. So if you're looking for that, just my own experience, I can't tell you what to do, and I'm sure not going to tell you that that is the best thing to do, you know, and all like that. I'm not going to tell you any of those things. All I'm doing is telling you my own experience and just my own opinion, 100%. That if you can afford it, I would go grass-fed, and I would buy from a regenerative farmer. But if you can't afford it, or if you're just trying to ease some of the costs from some of those things, you know, maybe buy some of your beef from other places and things like that, and not feel as bad about it as far as that end goes. So I really do appreciate the question that was given to me by one of my customers. I appreciated the thought process on that, and I hope that this helps some people out there. I really do, in our journey. So anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if y'all like this content, please share it on other platforms and help me grow this channel. Thanks.